Alrighty then, guess who is back? Hello and welcome to my fifth short story. This one is called Marching Day. It's been a while since I published a short story. Life happens, I haven't had a chance to write like I enjoy to do, but this is short story number 5. My first 4 have over 1,000 views, so what the heck? Story number 5. The gist of it is the setting is a fallen home world sometime in the past. The story is through the eyes of a young teenage fallen girl. Have a lore challenge at the end, so you lore freaks, pay attention a little bit to the story. There's several hints on the time frame and whatnot. At the end of the story, I will issue the lore challenge. But in the meantime, I will read this the best I can. The fact is, this was a story found. It was written in Fallen Scribe and translated into English. So if something doesn't quite sound right, doesn't go, the vernacular's off, the English is a little bit off, that's not my writing. It's the translation on the story that I wrote. Okay, so here is Marching Day by Shady Vale. Driscus woke early. She discovered it difficult to slumber. It was to be an appealing day, a day of a march. Marching Day was one of the few delights a young Elixir female was allowed. Every few moons, an Elixir battalion would assemble, form ranks, and parade through the center of town en route to battle. Excited, she dressed quickly and finished most of her chores, while the other task could rest. There was no time for daybreak first. She was not craving anyway. She parted with a quick wave and was absent. A few paces from her front door, she found a place on the walk and waited. It seemed endless, but at once the fierce hammering of the corps drums could be heard. Her heart, as usual, thumped with the beat. Over the nearby horizon, she witnessed the first rows of soldiers. Her breath was swept away as her eyes sprung wide, as what came next was indeed an amazing sight. Marshaled by the Kell of the House of Devils himself was no battalion, but the entire Elixir army. Solkiss was dressed in dark crimson. His breastplate, headdress, and chainmail sparkled. He carried a massive blood-red banner whose staff tip was so tall it seemed to scrape the very sky above. The young one waved her banner in response. It was also red, her being from the same house. The pride on her face glowed. As the Elixir chosen approached, their feared stride could now be heeded, famous for striking terror into the essence of all who would oppose them. A rhythmic pound, one for every fourth note. The ground trembled as chills shot up and down her tiny spine. Step, 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 stomp, the flawless footballs echoed. Step, 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 stomp, a frightful display. She witnessed more combatants march past with their banners held high into the breeze. The gales soared skyward to lift each flag. Besides the devil's red, she could see the gold from the House of the Kings. Then the sky blue of the House of Winter. Somehow absent was the royal sapphire from the vaunted House of Wolves. Saddened because she liked the colors of the Wolves' flag the best, but told no one. She knew the House of Devil champions were the most heroic and would surely be captaining today's assault. The rhythm continued as the bright uniforms in perfect unison danced past. She saw the face of every warrior as they advanced toward certain victory. Each expression bone-chillingly cold and stern, a symbol of loyalty, discipline, and conviction. She laughed as every so often a captain's attention would stray and gaze upon a maiden, taking one of her outstretched flowers. The maiden turned, would curtsy, and attempt to conceal her blushful gaze. Others behind her were holding up hatchlings on high, praying for a blessing from a servitor god. Older hatchlings were perched on shoulders with broad smiles, hoping one day to join the honored elite. After what seemed like only moments, but was actually most of the day, the last of the columns passed. The glint from spear and armor could be seen for miles as the sun was kneeling in the western sky. As twilight arrived, she observed the brave march towards the vale below, enveloped by a sea of brilliant iridescent colors and hues, much too beautiful to be described. She realized sadly the proceedings were over. The army would be transported to the enemy's doorstep. A short battle would ensue, and the glory would be theirs. The last city of the Thieves of Light would fall. The outcome was inevitable. The war would be over. As she made her way back to her homestead, she contemplated what would be forthcoming. She knew life for the Eliksni would now be abundantly preferable, yet somehow she could not regret feeling a part of her would vanish. The occasion she looked forward to as long as she could remember was now at a completion. She would never again be able to bathe in the bright colors of the garments and banners, dance to the pounding drums, or see the admiration of the delighted onlookers. Never have a chance to have one of her own flowers taken. She would hunger for the spectacle of it all, yet it was at an end. She would never again experience another marching day. Okay, that is short story number 5. You lore guys, here's a challenge. Tell me about the time frame where this march took place and or what battle they were heading for. In the comments below, please. Okay, that is again number 5. Hopefully number 6 isn't too far away. Maybe I get into a little better place, get settled down in my life. Hey, life happens. If I get into, I gotta be in a certain mood to write. I'll be have incentive or inspired. But that is number 5. Everyone that watched this and listened to it, I appreciate it. I really, really do. Again, I do this just for me. If you like it, great. A like, thumbs up. New animation and a thumbs up. It goes like this. Okay, go ahead. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. It helps the channel out immensely. Even a young fledgling one like this, heading for 100 subscribers would be great. So other than that, I appreciate your time. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.